My name is Tony Medina, poet, writer, editor, and professor. This is my library story.
I am not an alien. I am not illegal. Why don't you go back to your own country is not my favorite song.
When you read your books, I can literally picture what you're saying.
That's the greatest
so It's a
compliment.
comment. It's a compliment for your work, which
Libraries impacted my life greatly. It was because of a librarian that I became a writer. When I was 15 years old, looking for a book called Flowers for Algernon, she taught me how to find that book.
Good. Ask a question because you know what? I love Q&A.
Wanted to know about your process of writing and your experience when you read also, when you read your writing. And like, if you've written it so long ago, what is it like to read it again?
My process, it began like my brain was like a sponge. I was sopping up everything that I read, everything that I saw on TV, everything, and then it just like would come out. And I would write whatever came to me. I would always keep a notepad, a pen, or whatever. And then I used to think like the Beat Generation, first thought, best thought. And I used to think that, I'm just gonna write off of inspiration. But you can't work like that, So you have to kind of force a discipline upon yourself.
Well, libraries impact my writing because when I'm doing research, I head to the library. When I need inspiration, I head to the library. When I need a place to write, quiet space, I go to a library.
So it comes naturally, and it comes when it needs to come for the purposes of the piece that I'm writing.
And so that duality of Spanish and English, how does it show up in your poems? Is it something that you do purposely? Does it happen? How does it happen? How does it flow?
In America, being from New York, like I'm a New Yorker, right? So my identity is, and I was speaking to one of the sisters here earlier, is very mixed, right? So part of me is black, part of me is Puerto Rican, part of me is Jewish, basically, you know what I mean? Because I'm from New York, right? Part of me is Italian, bada boom, bada bing. So all of these things influence me. And just the fact of being a New Yorker is a distinct way of speaking, right? The way I sound. Now, I wrote this graphic novel called I Am Alfonso Jones. Currently, it's banned in Florida and Texas. It's the first Black Lives Matter graphic novel. This came out in 2017. It's about a black Puerto Rican kid from the Bronx in Harlem.
So I put it in the back of my mind in a filing cabinet.
As a banned author, it's kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, I'm like annoyed about that, right? I'm like, what is this? My book is not anything to be banned. But on the other hand, it makes me feel like, wow, my book is really saying something, and it's challenging society in the way that some people feel free to want to ban it, The advice that I would give for a young person interested in poetry and becoming a writer would be read everything you possibly can. Go to the library and make the library your friend.